Michigan called Transform Fitness Studio. I was a competitive gymnast and a college track and field athlete. I mostly did long distance. My favorite event was steeplechase, which for if any of you don't know, you get to jump onto hurdles, jump over water pits, which is probably why I turned to obstacle course racing. And so when I'm not busy with training clients and keeping up with my 3 kids, I like to do obstacle course racing and just find it a lot of fun in order to stay competitive and keep my competitive edge. And tonight, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about making sure that you're able to be as athletically able to put as much effort into your workouts as possible, and how the use of the Sonic massage gun is going to be a great asset to help you be able to recover faster from your workouts, and also to help you be able to perform better, whether you're a competitive athlete and you're looking to find ways to either prevent as much injury as possible and be able to push yourself while you're doing your workouts or in practice. Maybe you're an adult who loves to do competitions on the side and want to be able to keep improving, don't have long hours to put into the gym, and you're trying to find that little bit of edge that you feel like you've been lacking. So the Sonic massage gun is a great deep tissue massage gun, and it is nice, compact. Again, it's still not very heavy, and it has the charger right up here. The nice part is it has the on and off button. So once you charge it, if you don't want to waste the battery, which again lasts for 3 to 6 hours, so it has an amazing battery life. And then you can flip it to on and you'll see how much charge it has, which is awesome. So you're not going to have to worry about if you're doing in the middle of giving yourself a muscle massage and all of a sudden it quits on you. I would love to see what it is, if you've ever used a massage gun before, or what you are looking to see what a massage gun would either benefit you for. So if you want to either leave any questions in the comments, I can see it. I can help answer any of your questions. And also, I'd love to see where you're from, so where you're listening in. And yeah, so I'll be looking for that, but I'm going to show you. So there are 5 different heads or attachments that can go to this massage gun. So the first one is the round one. So I use this when I'm getting ready to start a workout. So before my warm-up, I like to get my muscles just activated by using the round head in order to basically wake them up, get the circulation going before I do a warm-up before going into my main workout. So if you're going to use this one, there's a trigger button, and you'll push it and it's gonna give it to the lightest one first. So if you're looking just to kind of be gentle, you can work it on those triceps. You can go on your biceps. If you're needing a little more, you just push the trigger button again, and it's going to intensify that pulse. So say you have tight neck and shoulders, you can reach over your head. You can get your upper back. You can also go to the other side. So it's super easy, like you can see, for me to be able to do actually my own upper back. So I know a lot of times it can be a challenge to give yourself a really good massage, or even to get those hard to reach places. So you can get underneath your armpits. If you're going to do, say, a leg workout, you can run it all down your quad, getting all those muscles there. The nice thing is you can also go to the side of your IT band. So say you're a runner, or maybe you do a lot of leg workouts. Maybe you sit and you're doing a lot of work from home. Maybe you're in a seated position. Maybe you find that your IT band gets really tight. You can take a massage gun, which is going to give you just a wake up of those tendons and that tension, and you can do it throughout the day if you need to. Say you find that maybe you have either pain underneath your knee, or maybe you have pain right above like your hip around like your low back. You could be having just tightness in your lower leg, which is then either causing you pain in a different part of your body. So the massage gun is great for either warming up for your workouts. It's great to help you relieve tightness. So say you have a lot of tension, maybe you've noticed that because you're not moving as much, it's going to help get some of that blood flow, the circulation. There's another attachment. So say you've done your warm-up, you've loosened up your body. Say you specifically get tightness around either your spine, or if you have tension in the bottoms of your feet. The spinal attachment works great for the soles of your feet and also to go along your spine. So it's obviously really hard to loosen up some of your vertebrae. So this part, it sits right on the outside, and then it goes along that spine and allows you, so if you're feeling tightness, tension in your back, and you're just not able to get rid of it, this is an awesome way in order to get some of that mobility back through your spine, which will then allow you to be able to perform better. So with my background being in gymnastics, if you have a lot of tightness and tension in your back, it's going to be hard for specifically gymnasts or athletes that require a lot of mobility in order to go through the necessary movements that they need to for their sport if they constantly have a lot of tightness and tension. So that's why either with the gymnasts that I've worked with or even the clients I have at the studio, they love using this just because it allows that tension that they're feeling. After they've used the massage gun, they notice a significant difference, whether it be from having tight hamstrings, or maybe they did a run beforehand and they're coming to do a lift. I make sure I give them the massage gun. They get to use it on their tight muscles to also help the muscles relax just a little bit so they're not so tight and contracted. But I'm going to show you from the standpoint for the spine. So if you notice on my hand, it's going to go up and down. You'll have it where, oops, I didn't put it in all the way. So it's going to go along the side of your spinal cord, which is awesome. So you can go from like the back of your neck and just go right alongside. If you need to get your lower back, you can go up your back, whether you like to turn it, whether you like to go from the opposite direction, or you can go from over your head and down. And if you notice, it hits a tight spot. It's going to change the tempo and the speed of what it goes at. So you're going to notice if you have any tightness, any tension, you'll feel it working on those knots. And that's the beautiful part about it, is you don't really have to wonder if it's working, you feel it working. So you can choose, maybe you have these super, super deep knots and you're looking to get a little bit deeper into your muscle tissue. You have the option, so on here it will show you kind of your pulsing options, but you can just do those different speeds and the different tensions, whether you really are looking to get that deep tissue, or if maybe it's a little bit painful and you want more of a surface massage, which is why the lighter and less intense pulsing is 4. Or yes, if you have that super deep knot, you really want to dig at it. It's awesome because basically you have your own little masseuse at your home. If you're done with a workout, you can use it before a workout, or even if you're on an off day and you really pushed yourself hard the next day, by making sure that you take the time in order to take care of your body, focus on making sure that your muscles and your body have the ability to fully recover, then you're going to actually be able to push yourself harder in your workouts or in your training, and you're going to be able to see the results and the benefits from the hard work you're putting in faster, because you're going to have the mobility and you're going to have the flexibility of your either limbs or just your body's movement in general to be able to make sure that you're not suffering from either your arms not being able to go all the way over your head. Maybe you can't get low enough in your squat. So say you're a power lifter and you need to make sure that you're hitting a certain depth in your squat. Well, if your calves and your hamstrings and your hips are so tight that you can't go deep enough into it, well, then there's a problem. So that's why this is such an awesome tool. When I was competing in track and cross country, they would put us in different things like ice baths and have us use stem and things like that. Well, I don't have any of that at my house, but this massage gun gives me the same exact benefit that I got from those tools, but I can take it with me, which is awesome. I can pack it in my gym bag. It has a nice case that all the different attachments, so they fit in, they have their own specific designated space, so you can stay organized, which makes it amazing. And you can choose what you're going to use, or based on if you have a tight muscle, you can use it. So if you're looking for more of a deep tissue massage to get deeper in, and you're going to go over a bigger surface area, there's the flathead. So this I typically like to use on my quads, on my hamstrings, or if I'm trying to go over the main head of my calf muscle or even my lats and my back. So what I would suggest is, in order to help you improve the most, look at what your training schedule is. Say you have a workout that's going to be upper body heavy. Well, then before you do your light warm-up weight, take the massage gun and just loosen up your upper body. Loosen up your pecs, loosen up your lats, make sure that you get your bis and your triceps, so that then you're going to be able to be a little bit warmer, and try to avoid any of those either overuse injuries, which a lot of times happens because one muscle doesn't have the ability to work properly. So I'll show you. So again, I'm going to go to the third speed. So this will be a pretty good tension. Now, if you're going to take it, you can go either you can get really focused and isolated, so you can get those glutes, which is awesome because a lot of times we get tension deep in our glutes and it's really hard to work them out. You can go all the way up and down. So notice I have a really easy time reaching and doing my whole entire hamstring. It's not bulky to hold, and I'm not very tall. So the fact that this is easy for me to use is another reason why I love using the Sonic so much. Is it gets super deep into the muscles. It's super easy to use. My kids like to get massage guns as a treat once they're done with their workouts. So also, if you wanted to do your calves, you can either go all the way up down your calves, but it's mostly focusing on what you need to do in order to recover. So again, for those of you that are watching, I am glad that you're just joining me on a Sunday evening. make sure that you check out the deals that they have on Life Pro. So they have some bundles for the massage guns. They have some buy one, get one deals, which is super awesome. So if you want a massage gun and you're looking to gift one to a friend or a family member, it's perfect because they're gonna love it and you're going to love it and everyone wins. So another one of the attachments that's on there is one of the bullets. So literally it looks like a bullet. This is, say you have a knot that you know it's there, you feel that it's there, and for the life of you, you can't figure out how to work this knot out. You've tried stretching, you've tried, using foam rollers, maybe you used a lacrosse ball, but the nice thing about the bullet is it's super pinpointed. So it's like a finger and it doesn't give out. So if you've ever tried to have someone give you a finger massage to try and dig out, or maybe they use their knuckles, and after a while they just get exhausted and they might not have gotten it. The beautiful thing is this is 100 times better because you have the same speed that what you need and what you want, and can get to that. So a lot of times our giant knots are going to come depending on where you hold your stress. So some hold your stress in your either low back or hips, and others are going to hold their stress in their either upper back or their neck. So I'm going to show you from the neck standpoint. So I'm going to go all the way to the top. So it's a really good resistance. And I'm going to run it right here by my neck. So depending on how much that you're needing, say you have issues getting your arms all the way up over your head. A lot of times that tightness comes either from your lats or it can come from your triceps. So if you have tight lats or tight triceps, this is a perfect spot so you can get really isolated and find that spot that's keeping you from allowing your arms to go all the way over your head easily. And I know for gymnasts and for CrossFit athletes, getting overhead motion is huge. Also for power lifters, and especially if you're doing different obstacle course races. You have a lot of monkey bar style and climbing, and if you can't get both arms over your head, it's going to make it really hard. This is also really good. So say you have tight hips. There's going to be your hip socket and your hip joint, and you can actually get right in there. So say you're an avid runner, maybe you're a cyclist, and you've noticed that you have a lot of hip pain. Or maybe you use the elliptical for your cardio. I know here in Michigan, it gets quite chilly in the wintertime, and it's getting chilly now. I don't know where you guys are from, but a lot of times in the wintertime, you have two different types of people. You have the ones that are going to do indoor cardio, so they're going to use machines or bikes or the treadmill, or you have the ones that are going to bundle up, weather it out, and go as long as they can outside. Either way, if you're doing that constant repetitive motion for your hips, it's going to get whether you have a lot of tension or you're going to have some tightness there. So the beautiful part about using the massage gun, it's going to relieve some of that tightness, some of that tension, because a lot of times it's either one muscle or one tendon and ligament. They are so tight, they never stopped contracting. So you're going to feel the tightness of one, the other one's trying to do its job, but it's being held and stopped by the tension of somewhere in your body. You might know where it is because you feel it constantly and nagging. I used to struggle a lot of times with having super tight IT bands. So it's not as uncommon as I thought, but I have one hip that's slightly higher than the other. So with a bunch of running and training, it would affect my IT bands and I would get shooting pain on my legs. I started using the massage gun and noticed that I didn't have that tightness, that throbbing, because it allowed that side of my body that was getting a little more of the brunt, so to speak, because it was always my turning legs. So if you noticed, a lot of times when you go running, whether it be on a block or even on a track, you're always going to go towards your left. So it was my left side that was getting super tight. So I was able to use the massage gun and just really dig into it. So this is another one of the bullets. So the beautiful part is you actually get 5 different attachments on there. This one literally looks like a finger. So it's awesome because it has that little divot and it can dig right into there just like your finger. And it can get exactly where you want it to, and you don't have to worry about it giving out. So I'll show you. But a lot of times you can get some tension right here in your IT band that is going to be at the bottom of your leg. So you can either find that spot right there. If you need a little bit more, the beautiful part is you just push the button and you can dig into it. You can run it along the side. So it's going to provide some of that relaxation factor. It's going to get that circulation going, which the reason why a massage gun is so amazing and awesome is a lot of times what's keeping us from getting a full recovery is that our muscles haven't gotten the oxygen that they need back to it or the circulation. And so then you're going to feel all the lactic acid build. Well, by using the massage gun after your workout, help with that post-workout recovery, it's going to help relieve some of that lactic acid that gets built up just because it's going to release some of that tension. It's going to allow the muscles to go from that super high intensity tax state to getting some of that blood flow back and just allowing you to be able to actually move again. So if you've ever done a super hard and intense workout and your legs have felt like jello, well, that's because all of a sudden your muscles are taxed and they have nothing more to give. So making sure that you feel your body after your workout, but while you're feeling your body, you can use your massage gun and kind of work those muscles back into a state of calmness and relieve some of that tension. Also, another thing is, say you have issues with your feet. You can also use the massage gun on the soles of your feet, which a lot of times we forget about our feet as a muscle or having the tendons and ligaments. We just kind of take it for granted that our feet are there. And sometimes you might find that if you've stood on hard surfaces for long periods of time, so maybe you have a job that you work in a warehouse, or maybe you're walking in heels. Well, you might notice after a while, maybe your calves are tight, maybe the soles of your feet are hurting. Well, that's because those muscles, they're constantly working, and you need to make sure that you take care of them too, just like the muscles that you do when you're working out. So what you can do at the end of the day is you can sit there while you're going to watch maybe your show that you allow yourself to do to relax, maybe while you're reading a book. You can hold the book in one hand, you can use the massage gun in the other. It's amazing. And so you can actually use this and put it on the soles of your feet. So if you're going to go to the bottom of your foot, you can take the massage gun and you can get either on basically the sole or the cushiony part of your foot. You can also go up and down on your arch. And maybe you have a knot there in your arch. Maybe you tend to get either plantar fasciitis or just different issues with the bottoms of your feet. or you're trying to prevent from getting any issues on the bottoms of your feet. So you can go there. You can also go on your heel and relieve some of that tension there. So if you've ever had any issues with your heels, you can do that. You can also use it on your calves. So say maybe you have a super knot that likes to build up in your calves. This part right here, you can use it and you can actually go right and dig super deep into it. Or for those of you that tend to maybe you get shin splints. You can take the massage gun, maybe you have a specific spot that you want to get. Although when I'm working on my shins, I prefer to use the flathead just because it can get a little bit more of the actual shin itself. And you can just go right alongside and relieve some of those muscles. So a lot of times just preventing injury and going through making sure that you put as much focus on your either pre-warm-up, which is what I like to call when I use my massage gun, because it's basically getting my body prepped for what I'm about to do. So it wakes up, it gets the circulation going to my muscles, and then I'm ready to push as hard as I possibly can for the workout. So you don't go into a workout and all of a sudden lift your heaviest weight from the beginning just because mentally or someone told you or you read it in a book that that's not good for your muscles, which it's not. But if you think about it, sometimes you need just a little bit more than some arm circles. If you've ever gone into your main workout and noticed that you don't feel quite warmed up, maybe it's you were cold before and it's starting to get chillier out and you feel kind of off and you notice that you aren't able to hit your workout as hard. Well, adding in a massage gun before your workout is going to help kind of make it where you're hitting the whole body. So sometimes in your warm-up, maybe you walk it out. Maybe you're going to do some lunges, some walks, do some arm hugs, and call it good. Because you're trying to get into that workout, you want to make sure that you fit the whole thing in before you got to go. And you're rushed. Maybe the morning hasn't gone as you wanted it to. Take the time to make sure that you're going to listen to your body. You're going to give it its best chance that it possibly has in order to put the most into your workouts. So you're not taking the time to do your workout just to do your workout. Obviously, there's a goal you have in mind. Maybe if you need to write down that goal and have it somewhere to remind you, and then put down different muscles that you want to focus on loosening up and improving your mobility and flexibility. So adding 5 to 7 minutes, whether it be before, after your workout, and you make sure you hit your major muscle groups, any tension, tight spots that you have, then you can add and figure out, okay, where do I need to focus on more? Try a couple different exercise tests in order to see the difference between when you use your massage gun and when you don't. A couple good tests are if you're going to do the bend over, reach for your toes. So say you have tight hamstrings and maybe you take the test and you're like, okay, how am I at today? So maybe you try and you just kind of relax and you reach, and maybe you can only reach your middle of your shins. So your goal might be to reach the ground. So what you would focus on is making sure that you hit your hamstrings. You would also want to get those quads too and your calves. But your hamstrings and your calves, are going to be the part that most likely is keeping you from bending to that point. So if you started a routine and decided, you know what, I am going to get my hamstrings, I'm going to loosen them up because that is the part that's keeping me from my goal of reaching my toes. Or maybe you've noticed that you might have some pain in your low back. Well, tight hamstrings, or maybe your glutes, which the massage gun can totally get your glutes as well. So you add that into your routine, and maybe a week later, you try the same test again. And maybe you realize that, you know what, because your hamstrings aren't so tight, you can actually reach all the way down to the ground, which means that for whether you're doing yoga, then you're going to have a lot easier time doing forward folds. You're going to have a lot easier time getting into your chaturangas or into your different positions because you have the mobility in order to get down to the floor with ease. Maybe you'll be able to play with your kids and your grandkids easier because you don't have to put your hands on your thighs and slowly creep it down. You can actually bend and move with ease, which is one of the most important parts about adding in, whether it be this massage gun as a recovery tool, maybe it's just a way to help you stay loose and limber and to allow you to do the different activities that you want to be able to do. Maybe you realize that your job that is now up at a desk, or maybe you have a kitchen table that you're working at now, and you've noticed that there's a lot more tension in your body. Well, add in this little bit of a routine along with your regular movement schedule, and you'll notice a huge difference. Maybe your goal is to work on improving your deadlifts. Well, if you can't bend over and get all the way down to the ground without your hamstrings keeping you from reaching that full range of motion, it's going to be really hard to use your proper muscles in your deadlift. And maybe you'll use your back because your hamstrings and your calves are super tight. And then you'll have issues with, having a little bit of back pain, or you might not be able to lift as heavy as you once used to be able to. Well, focusing on these little different minor details, but make a huge difference in your training and in what your goals are, is going to just set you apart. The same as whether in school, if you're in school, or maybe after you've already graduated. But those minor little details where the teachers would ask you to show your work, and if you added those minor little extras that really showed that you understood the concept, or if they told you you could get bonus and have extra credit if you did a slight little thing, whether you needed to or not, if you wanted to show your dedication, then you did the extra credit because that's what you did. You're like, okay, well, if I can get extra, then I'm going to do the little bit extra work because it doesn't take a whole lot of extra effort. It just takes that mental process in order to do it. And that's the biggest difference when it comes to the athletes and those that are working out you're dedicated and you want to improve, and the ones that have a specific goal in mind and are working really hard to reach that. Maybe you have a weight loss goal, but you're having a really hard time adding in either that third or fourth workout for your week because your muscles are so tight and so sore that you can hardly move either the second or third day. Well, I have a client who she used to really struggle on fitting in the number of workouts that she needed to achieve her goal. We started using the Sonic massage gun, and she was able to still move a lot easier when she used it than when she didn't. So she even sent me a message and she was like, oh my goodness. She's like, I need to get this massage gun because it has made a huge difference in my soreness level the next day. She's like, I can actually still walk. I can actually still move. So then she could come back and she could do another workout and push herself just that little bit more so that she could reach her goals sooner. A lot of things is not so much that you can achieve it without it, but do you really want it to take that long? Or do you want to have to stop doing an activity because your body's giving out on you? By adding a massage gun on top of the fact that it's going to help increase some of your circulation, it also can help with joint pain. So joint pain can just be due to having either tension, tightness, inflammation, and by trying to work out some of that either tension and tightness by giving that little bit of circulation back to the joint, it's going to also relieve some of the pain. So if you've noticed that maybe you have some knee pain or maybe you feel a lot of pressure in your hips, adding the massage gun to your daily routine is also going to help. So if you're feeling some knee pain, you can take the massage gun, you can go from the back of your leg and relieve some of that tension. So as you can see, your calves and your hamstrings, they are going to meet back behind your legs. And so if you have tight calves or if you have tight hamstrings, those also could be a reason why the back of your legs or maybe your knees are tight. You can also go on top of the knee where your quad is. So say if you have tight quads, maybe you've had either different ACL or MCL or LCL issues. Maybe you've had some sprains or strains. Maybe you've even had to have different surgeries. And you might have some scar tissue buildup. Well, by adding the massage gun, it's also going to help you be able to break up some of those knots and some of that scar tissue that is going to keep your muscles from moving properly. So see if you've noticed, I can go all the way to the outside of my leg. I can get behind the back of my knees. So again, if there's any questions, if you're struggling with different, either if you've had a sports injury in the past, if you have any specific either tension, or if you're trying to figure out how to adjust your workouts in order to get the most benefit. So feel free to add those in the comments. I'll keep an eye out for them in case you have any specific questions. Maybe you're looking to see if a massage gun can help you in a specific area. Feel free to add that in there. I know that Life Pro is great about having different videos. I know there's some YouTube videos out there that Joel mentioned the other day that are specific for either golfers or tennis elbow. Also, by utilizing the group, there's a lot of resources in here that if you have any questions on what would be a good benefit, or maybe you are looking for different ways in order to use the massage gun, there's some awesome videos that are just going to show you how to incorporate it into your workouts, or even before or after, or to help you if you're suffering from different issues. So make sure that you check out the resources. It's an amazing group where you can get a whole lot of benefit because there's so much information out there that you might not remember it, but it's all there in the group. Joel and his team are amazing. Also, the massage gun has a money-back guarantee. So if you find out that you use it and you don't like it, they're going to back the product because they know that it works and that it's high quality and you're going to love it. But if you don't, then you have that 100% money back guarantee. I personally own a couple different massage guns from Life Pro, and I love every single one of them. I like having multiple so that I can allow my clients to use them. And each one's going to be slightly different, and each individual is going to benefit from one versus the other. So the fact that this is such a great deep tissue massage works really good, especially for my clients after their workouts. So while we're doing some different mobility stretches and we're stretching out those hamstrings, some are getting to use the massage gun while some are stretching out. And then after some use it, then we get to just allow individuals that are needing it. And it's just a huge benefit. And quite a few of them have actually got some for their own personal home use because they love it so much and want to be able to use it on the days where they don't come in for a workout so that they can feel nice and refreshed and get your muscles just kind of rejuvenated. So again, I showed the round one earlier, but another benefit is, say you have some tension in the back of your knees. So you can take it and you can actually have your legs slightly bent, kind of like you're going to hug a ball. And it can actually get to each side of the leg, and you can kind of just hold it there. You can circle it around. And so this is amazing. Say if you have some tension in the back of your legs, the fact that the ball is there, it can get each side of the back of your knee. So it might be able to get to a different part than, say, if you're standing up. Or maybe you have a hard time reaching the back of your knees standing up. This is an easy way in order to get to wherever you need it to without having to struggle to getting into that position. Say you want to put it on the bottom of your feet. Well, having the ball, you can actually circle it around the sole of your foot and really get some of those proprioceptors, sensory receptors. So our feet are basically really, really important. So if we don't take care of the bottoms of our feet and make sure that we give them the same type of either warm up or after workout routine that we give to our major muscles, then you might notice that either you have some different issues with the soles of your feet, maybe you're struggling and you feel some tension. Some tension could also come from the bottoms of your feet. Also, they're going to help you be able to feel the ground better. So if you have either fallen arches or you have different issues with your feet, maybe try adding either using the round head. Also, I showed earlier that you can also use the spinal head for going to over like the arch of your foot, along with going over your spine. But the nice thing is also, if you need to, you can use only one of the notches. So say you want to try and get to the side of your foot just a little bit differently. And maybe you want to get the top or the bottom and the arch, and you can actually get the bottom and the side of your foot. So you can get some of the top of your foot and the bottom, or you can go on each side of your heel. So a common issue with gymnasts and some young athletes is Sever's. And this feels awesome if you have that issue and you need to try and get some of those knots out. It's also going to help get some of that circulation and blood flow, which obviously because our feet aren't super close to our heart, they're not going to have the same amount of blood flow as a bigger muscle is. So by adding in the massage gun to it, it's going to help with some of that circulation. So maybe if you have any, if you have different issues, maybe you have like fibromyalgia or different things that affect your circulation, adding the massage gun can also be a benefit to helping you be able to get more even circulation, which then is going to make sure that you're getting enough blood flow to different parts of your body. That's another part is, yeah, say if you're cold, sometimes I just pop out my massage gun and I'm in my blanket and I just use the massage gun to kind of help warm up my body if I'm feeling super chilly. It feels great just to, treat yourself a little bit extra and make sure that you're taking care of your body. So if you're having water and you're noticing that your workouts are still suffering just a little bit because, you haven't had that chance to fully recover, this is an awesome tool. I can't speak highly enough of it just due to whether using it for gymnasts. I also have adults that work at, whether they're in the hospital and they're working in their job and they're on their feet for 10, 12 hours a day. By adding in the massage gun, they notice a huge difference, even if it's not from doing a workout. Sometimes our just day-to-day life is really hard on our body and we don't realize it until we start actually being mindful and taking care of our bodies. So by, adding in at the end of the day, see if you notice a huge difference by making sure that you get done with working and you go, okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes of just trying to relaxing some of the muscles, especially if you've noticed if you have a lot of stress or just stress tension. And if you're stressed and super tight and tense, it's going to affect your sleep. And allowing your muscles and your body to be able to have kind of a decompression time or a release of that tension, the massage gun is going to also help with that. So if you're noticing that maybe you're having loss of sleep due to just tension, tightness, the inability to actually relax, by adding the massage gun too, that's also going to help you be able to improve your sleep quality. And I'm all about finding different ways that are going to be simple and not require a whole lot of extra of either me or my clients, and to show us how to turn it into a lifestyle. So if you're working out and you're eating right, but you're still struggling to be able to either get to sleep, which working out is supposed to help with your sleep. Well, maybe your muscles are super tight and maybe you have a lot of stress. Well, adding the massage gun and hitting some of those either pressure points or trigger points and getting some of that deep tissue massage is going to help you just kind of take a deep breath, rejuvenate your body by allowing it to just relax and go through that full range of motion. Also making sure that you're using the tools that you have. So if you get this amazing tool, it's kind of like having a gym membership and never setting foot in a gym. You can't benefit from something that you don't use. And I found that what's really helpful is setting a simple goal for the week. So say your goal is to use your massage gun a couple times a week, and you can jot down the different benefits that you feel once you've used it and notice, okay, do I recover better from my workout? Well, the answer is going to be yes, but I will let you test that out for yourself. But just finding different ways in order to be like, okay, my body needs this. How can I help it recover better? How can I still continue to do the activities that I love to do and not be in pain for a week? So I've had different clients that have, whether it be back issues or had back spasms, and a lot of it was just due to having a lot of stress and a lot of tension in their low back. And we started using the massage gun. They got the okay from their doctor, and they actually got the massage gun for themselves too, because they noticed the difference so much that they started using it daily in order to just kind of relieve some of that low back pressure. So using the flathead, if you struggle from either tightness in your low back, it's really nice because you can go either right here in your low back, right above your hip bones. You can also kind of go side to side, and you can reach from the side of your spine to the side of your back, and then you can go on the other side. So instead of using sitting on like an ice pack and then being sore and stiff, using this in place or in addition to, depending on what your needs are, you can actually go along that back, and you'll notice that it can relieve some of that tension. So if you have a job that requires you to sit a lot, or maybe you drive in a car, maybe you're having different chairs or standing on hard surfaces, and for you, you've noticed that you just hold a lot of tension in your back. Well, this can help relieve some of that tension. So maybe it helps relieve some tight hamstrings. Maybe it helps you relax some of those back muscles. But there's so many benefits to adding a massage gun into your daily life that it can benefit so many different people. I might focus on the benefit that it has from a workout and performance standpoint, because that's what I love, and I love being able to help people reach their goals. And I have noticed such a huge difference since incorporating it into the workouts that I have at my studio for my clients, and notice that they're seeing the benefits as well, and they're noticing the difference. That it's kind of a no-brainer to me that if you're looking for something to either help you in your workouts to be able to achieve that next goal, maybe you're looking to improve your overhead press, but you're struggling because your range of motion over your head doesn't allow you to hit that full extension. So you're stuck at a certain weight and you're getting frustrated. Adding in a massage gun, especially like the Sonic, is going to help you be able to relieve some of that tension. So what I do to help people with working on their overhead mobility is I focus on trying to loosen up some of the front of their shoulder, working on their lats, and working on your triceps. So a lot of times it's going to either be tension coming from underneath or from in front, or maybe it could be coming from your back. Each person's going to be different, and I go through different tests to show them, but I've had so many individuals benefit, and they've noticed the difference by using the massage gun for their overhead movement in just 2 to 3 uses of it. So that just kind of goes to show on the fact that it actually does work exactly like they say it does. So when they tell you that it's a deep tissue massage and you're able to get deep into those muscles that either have had the inability to move for so many years, maybe you've had different injuries, maybe you have, some scar tissue built up, maybe you have muscle imbalances and you're working on it, but it's been years and years of one muscle doing the job for the other one, that you're having to compensate for some of that lost time. And by using the massage gun, it's also going to help speed up the time that it's going to take in order to achieve those goals. So by using that to get deep into those muscles, to allow your muscles to properly warm up, get that circulation so that you have blood flow to the muscles before you do the workout, which is also going to help them stay nice and long and loose and limber. So you aren't going to have those stiff muscles when you start your workout. And then by using it at the end of your workout to allow those muscle fibers to release some of that tension that you get from pushing you so hard. So if you've ever had those muscles that are just quivering and maybe you finished your workout and you're watching your legs shake, it's an amazing feeling to know that you pushed yourself super hard, but then you also know that the next day maybe you might not be able to walk and you're like, man, I have another workout that I'm going to use my legs in the next day, or you have a run or something planned. Incorporating the massage gun into it is going to allow you to still be able to continue for your training plan and not have to make so many adjustments, because your body is able to get that recovery and reset and just make sure that it's able to, do what it needs to do. It's going to focus on making sure that you're getting that blood flow. You're going to be able to hit harder in those workouts, which is super important, super key. It's so exciting to see people be able to achieve their results. And when I've been able to find a tool that can be used anywhere and can help so many people be able to improve their results, I'm just so excited that I've been able to talk with you guys and tell you guys just a little bit about how you can benefit from such an amazing tool as long as you use it. It's kind of like having something and not sharing it. It wouldn't do it justice if I didn't talk about all the different benefits that either I've personally received from adding the Life Pro Sonic into my personal training plan. I've noticed a huge difference that I can do sprint intervals and then hit my leg day in the couple days, and I don't have the stiffness that I used to have before when I would start. How your muscles, you start your run sometimes and you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know if my legs can do this. I don't have that anymore. And that's just an awesome feeling to know that you can keep progressing, you can keep improving and seeing results that you're looking for. So make sure that you take advantage of the deals that Life Pro has going on this weekend. So if you've ever wondered if you should or if you would benefit, now is the time to take advantage of the deals because they have some bundles going on. Also, there's plenty of the massage guns that are having different discounts. So make sure you go check it out and get a chance to use these amazing tools for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Maybe you get to be someone that gets to just talk about how much it's either improved your life or the lives of those around you. Also, there's that buy one, get one deal. So then you can share one, whether with one of your loved ones. Maybe you have two for yourself and you have one with you in your gym bag and you have one at home or at work. So check it out. I know you won't regret it. And if there's no questions, obviously afterwards you can always post any questions that you have. I know Joel and his team are amazing at answering any questions that there is. But if there's nothing else that you need from me, then I will talk to you later. Again, if you have anything at all, make sure that you reach out to their support team. They are awesome. So have a great Sunday. Make sure you go check out those deals, and I hope to talk to you later.